out to? No, it's not. Oh, what a magnificent catch to finish the match. That is unbelievable. Mahanama in the deep has gone full length to his right, and he has pulled off again in a big one-day match. The win by 50 runs. So there's no doubt about it. The Sri Lankans are the Singer World Series champions for 1996.
Nayaka, who's the Minister of Youth Affairs, Sports and Rural Development. So I'd ask the Australian captain Ian Healy to come forward and collect the cheque. Ian, in the end, just weight of runs, just too many for you?
Yes, they put us under far more pressure than we could absorb, and full credit to them. They're a fantastic team in their conditions here.
Yeah, and you called the guys together there at one point during the fielding session. What did you, well, the words that you can repeat, what did you say?
Oh, we mentioned the fire brigade. We needed to bring it in to try and get some wickets, but yeah, we were under a bit of pressure there at about 80 odd for less than 10 overs, so a lot of trouble.
Yeah. And I think you eventually won over a few fans in the crowd. You had a bit of fun with them there at the end.
No, I don't think so. I would like to all the ladies and gentlemen here, I would like to, on behalf of the Australian cricket team, like to congratulate the Sri Lankans on a fantastic performance. Too good once again. I certainly would like to thank the Singer Company for making these tournaments available. We're very pleased to be part of, to take the opportunity to be in such a tournament at this stage of our season. And I would like to thank the Board of Control for Sri Lanka for their organisation of the tournament. And I would like to make mention of one person. And that one person is Siri Pala, our room man. That fella here is the best worker we've ever seen, the Sri Lankan volunteer that works for us. So we'd like to thank Siri as well. Thanks a lot.
Well done, Ian. Thank you. Well, next we have the winning cheque, which is for US $50,000 plus the Singer World Series trophy. And to make that presentation, I'd like to call upon our chief guest, who's Mr. Amaka Amarasira, the Chairman and Managing Director of the Singer Group of Companies in Sri Lanka. Thank you, Amaka. And if we can call on the winning captain, Arjuna Ranatunga, to collect the cheque. Trophy. Don't forget the trophy, mate. Arjuna, nice to confirm the World Cup win in front of your own fans, I guess.
Very much. I think they have been waiting for this. I thought the boys played really well right throughout.
And certainly the fans up there, they know how to enjoy themselves. I think they're in for a party tonight.
They have been supporting the team for the last 2 years or 2.5 years right throughout. And that's one of the reasons that we are doing well and hope that they will support us in the next couple of years.
And did I actually see you break into a sprint a couple of times today there? Into a sprint? Did I see you actually break into a sprint a couple of times running between wickets?
I have been running very well.
It's all that pre-season training you've been doing, is it?
That's right, yeah.
Arjuna, congratulations on another magnificent victory. Your team's playing extremely well.
Thank you very much.
So, a happy captain.
Well. That is the climax of the Colombo Carnival. After excitement of few weeks, not only Colombo but entire nation jumping on their feet. Yet another trophy to their collection. Now let's turn some pages in the records. Highest team total goes to Australia for their 263 for 7 against Zimbabwe. Overall, this series was not that heavy runs scoring tournament, and this is the only occasion a team has gone beyond 250 runs mark. In fact, the story would have different if the final held for 50 overs. In the rain-washed 35 overs per side game, Sri Lanka scored 234 for 3. Out of the top 5 highest scoring instances, Sri Lanka held 3 positions. On the other hand, Zimbabwe's 138 all-out is the lowest in the season. Australian score of 184 in the final is the only other occasion a team got themselves out below 200 runs mark. With a century and 2 50s, Aravinda scored 334 runs, which is the highest and only occasion a player passes 300 runs mark. He was not out in all 4 innings and maintained a healthy strike rate of 93.29. Australian vice-captain Steve Waugh scored 214 with 3 50s. Jayasuriya and Tendulkar both scored centuries in their first game, and after that not being able to score a single 50. Other Sri Lankan opener Kalya at Arjuna was the only man who scored 2 50s, and he was ranked at number 5. Overall, 11 players reached beyond 100 runs mark. In the highest scoring list, Aravinda was the number 1 player, below him both Sanath and Sachin listed with only other century holders. Zimbabwe middle order batsman Evans misses his century by 4 runs. One notable performance is Sri Lankan legend Aravinda holding 3 slots out of top 10 performances. In the series, Sri Lankan scored 2 centuries and 5 50s, Australians scored 8 50s, Indians scored 1 century and 5 50s, and Zimbabwe scored 4 50s. That sums up 3 centuries and 22 50s in the entire series. Not much wickets for individual bowlers. With 7 wickets under their belt, Chandana and McGrath leading the table. But Chandana got little edge from average point of view. Kumble at the 3rd slot and Fleming is the only other player pass beyond 5 wicket limits. Overall bowling title won by Team Australia. They have 4 bowlers in the top 10 list. Anil Kumble's 4 for 33 is the best bowling figures in the series. Chandana was at the 2nd place with his career best figures of 4 for 35 in the final. Surprisingly, Australian part-time bowler Mark Waugh hold the best figure from Australian camp. From the top 10 list, 5 Australian performance listed, which justify their domination in the bowling department. Altogether, number 5 wickets haul in the series, 2 4-wicket hauls and 5 3-wicket hauls. 5 players act as wicket keepers during the series. Zimbabwe introduced 2 wickets keepers, and rest of the teams keep their faith in their main keeper throughout the series. Champions team keeper Romesh Kalya at Arjuna was leading behind the stumps. He was the top in the list with 8 dismissals. Out of that, 5 were stumps. In one game he took 4 dismissals with 3 catches and a stumping. Australian captain Healy was the 2nd in the list with 4 dismissals. All his 4 victims were catches, and he was the wicket keeper with highest number of catches behind the stumps. Mongiya took 3 wickets. Andy Flower took the only dismissal from Zimbabwe front. Like the highest wicket record, most catches record of the series grabbed by Upul Chandana. In his 3 games he took 4 catches. Australian all-rounder and the vice-captain Steve Waugh grabbed 3 catches, that 2 in a single game. 9 other players able to took 2 catches each. Waugh's 3 catches were the highest number of catches in a match. 6 other players able to grab 2 catches in a single game. Best partnerships record dominated by Australian camp. Out of 10 wickets they managed to get 4 slots. But most of the partnerships for tail-end partnerships. On their first game, Sri Lanka mark 1st and 2nd wicket partnerships. Then Aravinda played match-winning innings with Mahanama for the 6th wicket. 3rd and 7th wickets stand belongs to India. Zimbabwe mark their name by grabbing 5th wicket partnership to their side. Altogether there were 8 century stands and 15 50 stands. Out of that, Sri Lanka had 4 century stands and 4 50 stands, Australia 1 century stand and 5 50 stands, India 2 century stands and 4 50 stands, and Zimbabwe 1 century stand and 2 50 stands. Aravinda is having his golden era of cricket. He seems unstoppable since the World Cup. This entire series not a single bowler able to get his wicket. He was not out all 4 matches and scored 334 runs with a century and 2 50s. Undoubtedly, he is the candidate qualified for the man of the series.
Is going to be given by a former Sri Lankan captain and now ICC match referee, Mr. Ranjan Madagale. And this is for the man of the match, US $3,000. And I'm getting sick of repeating this man's name, Aravinda de Silva. Aravinda, is this the best form of your career, you think?
I guess so, yes. I think I've been batting well right through, and I thought this would be the best way to contribute towards the side.
And as I said the other day, you told me that you bat best when you're relaxed. You must be getting more and more relaxed every day.
Well, I think when you're making runs, you're that much more relaxed, and I feel apart from cricket, my lifestyle would have probably changed, and that has helped as well.
And I guess great to do all of what you've done in this series in front of your home crowd.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is what the Sri Lankan crowd really wanted, and I think not only me, as a team, we have played very well, and the rest of the team deserves as much credit as anyone else, and I think I should say very well done to the rest of the team as well.
Okay, congratulations, and don't go too far away. Well, next, a most important award, and this award is going to be given by the overseas sales manager of Kia, and that's Mr. K.M. Kang, and it is for the player of the series. The player of the series will have the choice of either the Sportage, over here, the four-wheel drive, or the Saloon Sepia. And the man of the series is Aravinda de Silva. We've only got one question for you, Aravinda. Which one do you want?
I'd probably go for the
We've got the keys right there for you.
Thanks very much.
Congratulations, and they'll take you over to your car. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So that caps off a marvellous series for Aravinda de Silva. Now we have a special award of US $30,000 to the Sri Lankan cricket team, and this is from the Board of Control for Cricket in Sri Lanka, and it's going to be presented by the President, Mr. Gopali Dharamadasa. So I guess we call upon Arjuna to come and collect the cheque. Congratulations, Arjuna. And we have one final award, and this is US $10,000, and this was promised after the World Cup victory by Mr. Abdul Rahman Bakatir, the chairman and founder of the CBFS Sharjah cricket series, and it's going to be presented to the Sri Lankan team for winning the World Cup. It'll be presented by our chief guest, Mr. Hamaka Amarasira, and so we'll call on Arjuna again. Arjuna's bank manager is going to be very happy with him this week when he turns up with all those checks. Well, that completes a marvellous Singer series for 1996, and we congratulate the winning team, Sri Lanka.
Roshan Mahanama's catch to win the match was a real what a catch moment. His acrobatic effort was recognizing in TV channels like CNN as most acrobatic sporting moment of the week. It was a tremendous way to win a title.
Unbelievable. Mahanama in the deep has gone full length to his right, and he has pulled off one of the best outfield catches you will ever see. Not only has he taken that great catch, but he started the day with a brilliant run out. What a day he's had in the field. The Sri Lankans are celebrating. They are the world champions, that's for sure.
And isn't that a world champion way of winning a match? What an outstanding catch. Worth going miles to see. This has been the big difference. The Sri Lankan fielding has improved out of sight. You don't really have to hide anybody now. Roshan Mahanama has been an outstanding fielder at cover point. And look at the way he thrusts his right hand out at the last moment and grabs the ball inches before it hits the toe.
Well, let's have another look at this. He even had the crows flying down there. Just watch this. Up she goes. He's going across. He's got his eye on the ball, never takes his eye off the ball. Now his right hand starts to move. He realizes he's in trouble. And he's off the ground at this stage, and whack. Beautifully caught as that crow flies through the picture. And as that happens, I tell you, that is a magnificent feeling. Just have a look at him here. He can't believe it. His hand is clutching onto the ball. And that is so good. So that was the catch to finish the match.
So, another title for World Champions Cabinet. This time in real lion passion. Lions awake and they are in the hunt. It will be a threat for whole cricketing world for sure.